Before the universe learned how to breathe, before light knew how to travel, before space stretched wide enough to hold a single star, there was no clock ticking in the dark, no direction, no silence either, because silence itself needs time to exist. This is the hardest place for the human mind to stand, because everything we know begins somewhere. Every story has a first page, every life has a first breath. But here, there was no beginning, and yet, something was, not a shape, not a force, not a being sitting somewhere in the dark. What existed before creation was not nothing. It was existence itself, whole and complete, without edges or limits. Ancient thinkers struggled to name it. The Bible does not describe God being born, forming, or arriving. It simply says, I am, not I was, not I will be, just I am. A presence that does not move through time because time moves through it. This idea feels distant, but it touches us faster than we expect. Because the moment you ask, who was God before creation? You are really asking, does everything need a cause? We live inside causes. Hunger causes eating, pain causes fear, birth causes life. Our minds are trained to chase origins, but God in biblical thought is not the answer inside the chain. He is the reason the chain exists at all. Before time had a name, God was not waiting to create. Waiting requires time. God was not alone in a lonely sense because loneliness assumes lack. He was fullness without need, awareness without limitation, being without boundary. Some ancient Jewish writings describe this state as endless light, not light as we see it, but awareness without shadow. Early Christian thinkers said God existed as complete relationship within himself, knowing, willing, being, without needing a universe to validate that existence. Creation did not fix a problem, it expressed a choice. And that changes how this story feels. Because if God did not create out of necessity, then existence itself is not an accident, it is intentional. You are not a byproduct of chaos. You are the result of purpose flowing outward. Before time had a name, there was no sky above, no earth below, no angels singing, no darkness falling. There was no before in the way we imagine it. There was only eternal presence, unchanging, unthreatened, complete. And from that place, reality would eventually unfold. Not because God needed something, but because he chose to share being itself. This is where the mystery begins, not with stars or dust, but with a presence so complete that it could give without losing anything. And the moment we realize that, the story stops being about the origin of God and starts quietly becoming about us. There is a reason this question refuses to leave us alone. Long before anyone opens a sacred book, long before a child learns the word God, the mind quietly asks it, where did everything come from? And just beneath that, where did I come from? This is not a religious habit, it is a human one. Every culture, every age, every civilization has felt it. We look at the sky not only to see stars, but to search for meaning. Because the question about God's origin is never really about God alone. It is about us standing inside a universe that exists and wondering why we do too.
From the earliest moments of life, we learn that nothing appears without a cause. A sound has a source, a wound has a reason, a life has parents. So when someone says God has no beginning, the mind resists. It feels incomplete, almost unfair. But that discomfort is important. It reveals something deep about us. We are creatures shaped by time. We remember yesterday. We fear tomorrow. We measure our worth in moments and milestones. So when we encounter the idea of a being beyond time, our instincts push back. We try to pull God down into our timeline because that's the only way we know how to understand anything. But ancient wisdom points out something subtle. If God had a beginning, then something else caused him. And that cause would be greater than God, which means God would not be God. This is why biblical thought doesn't argue God's origin. It removes him from the category entirely. God is not the oldest being in the universe. He is not the first chapter in a long book. He is the reason the book exists at all. Time does not surround him. He surrounds time. What's fascinating is how closely this mirrors the human experience. Think about your own awareness. You can observe your thoughts, but where do thoughts come from? You can feel emotions, but where do feelings begin? There is a center of consciousness inside you that you cannot fully explain, yet you know it is real. You don't question whether you exist, you experience it. In a similar way, ancient thinkers believed God is not discovered through timelines, but recognized through presence. Not proven like a formula,